Hey, what's up, everybody? Oscar here with Third Pedal Fox Body. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Anderson Power Pipe. And is it worth the upgrade from the regular BBK cold air intake? Now, in my personal opinion, I've never used the Anderson Power Pipe, but today I'm going to exchange my BBK cold air intake for this Anderson Power Pipe, hoping that this can introduce a lot better, cooler air. Now, my car is naturally aspirated, but you know the drill. The more air you introduce, the more power you make. So I'm not expecting major changes, but I think the Anderson Power Pipe looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and swap this out right quick. Okay, so right away the biggest difference between one and the other is this one has the coating to expel most of the heat. Now, if you guys notice right here in my engine bay, I have what most people would call a hot air intake. Why? Because normally this is supposed to come out through this outlet right here, and that's how you're getting the cold air. But when I bought this car, this is how they had it. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap out the Anderson Power Pipe because I got this on a trade, and I think it looks pretty cool. And I think, you know, this being a lot thicker and having the material that dissipates heat is gonna be a lot better. So let's go ahead and take this off and put it back on, and let's see how it looks. And let's talk about if you can gain any kind of power, if any, from one and the other. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take off the BBK cold air intake. I'm just gonna go ahead and take off these clamps right here so I can remove it. I'm gonna take this off, and then we're gonna bring it to the table and then compare the two and see what the biggest difference is, okay? So I am gonna take off, I'm gonna disconnect my mass airflow sensor, and that way we can remove everything and then try to retrofit and make sure that everything is going to fit properly, because this pipe is definitely a lot bigger. And since I do have the mini wire tuck that I talked about, some of the wires do come through right here, and I want to make sure that that's going to be a good fit for me. So let's go ahead and remove this stuff. Now I'm going to use this small screwdriver to pull on the tab right here, because I do not want to break this tab for the mass airflow sensor. And then just pulling up a little bit, I'm going to push and pull back, because you guys know how these little tabs can be a little tricky. So you always need a little screwdriver help. They do have some special pliers, which I don't have, but this will do for now. All right, there we go. Now we have the mass airflow disconnected. And then let's go and put all this stuff on the table so we can see what we have. All right, guys, now that we have everything disassembled from the car at the moment, I took off the mass airflow housing with the mass airflow. I unbolted the K&N filter. And like I said, when I bought the car, this is supposed to be a whole cold air intake kit. And for what I see, it's only part of it. And when I say only part of it, because we only have the pipe that's coming right down, and then there's another elbow that tucks into the fender, and we don't have that part. So when I got the opportunity to get this, I went ahead and did. I also got a CNL 76 millimeter mass airflow housing, and I wanted to see what the difference was between performance, because obviously my car is a naturally aspirated Mustang, and it does have a few items that potentially give it a little bit more horsepower, but just upgrading this to this, I think, is going to be massive. I wanted to continue to break it apart just so we can see how everything kind of will match up. I'm not sure if I'll be able to use this K&N filter with this, but definitely I want to see what the difference is between having both of these on the car. Now, if you guys know about BBK throttle bodies, my BBK throttle body is really noisy. It doesn't sound like a supercharger, but it does have a little whistle to it. So I wanted to continue and figure out what the best application for my car is. So I wanted to see if I could measure out this housing as well and see what size this is compared to the 76 millimeter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a gauge so I can go ahead and measure them out. All right. All right, so now that I have my little gauge here, I'm going to measure out what size this housing is, and I wanted to see if we can get an idea of the difference. So let's go ahead and measure that out, because I think I accidentally opened it a little more. There we go. We'll make sure we get our reading correctly. And this is a 65 millimeter versus a, what they say is a 76. So let's go ahead and measure that out to make sure. Yep, exactly 76 millimeters for the CNL. So a lot of people told me that usually when you have a housing like this, you got to make sure that you got the mass airflow sensor for this. But I don't have 24-pound injectors. I have the stock injectors in my car. So I'm wondering if I could just transfer over my MAF to this housing and then do that. I'm going to try it out and see what happens once I get the car back down and running. But for now, what I wanted to do is at least I wanted to mock everything up. I wanted to make sure that this is going to fit properly. And if it doesn't fit, then I need to do some modifications in there so that I can be able to make sure I get it all to work properly. And try to put this Anderson power pipe in there. Let's go ahead and measure this out too. 3.5 inch Anderson power pipe. That's the size of this pipe, 3.5. Now, just for comparison, I want to show you the difference between the size of this housing, which is the stock housing, and then the CNL 76 millimeter. It is a massive, massive, massive difference how much air this one will introduce. So that is super, super interesting. Look at that. So I think we should be good. I don't believe there should be any issues if we only swap out the mass airflow sensor. So let's go ahead and try it. Okay, so now that I'm here by the engine bay, I wanted to show you guys where the Anderson power pipe is going to go in through here. And then I do see that the cables to the alternator are going to be in the way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and disconnect them. And then I'm just going to reroute them through this area right here. Okay, so we ran into a couple of issues. If I really want this to work, I have to open up this apron hole axis a little larger to make sure that this kind of goes in there. The other thing too is I need to make sure that these couplers will work. But once I open that up, I can wiggle the pipe in, and then I'll be able to tell if that is going to fit. So for now, I'm just going to leave the car as is because I'm not sure if I want to go through all that yet. I was hoping that it would be like a direct fit, but this definitely is not a direct fit. The opening is too small, and the diameter of this has to be opened up much, much larger in order for me to be able to wiggle this inside of there. So for now, I'm just going to go back to how it was, and then in time I shall figure out what I really want to do next. So all right guys, so now that I kind of got an idea, once I test fitted this around, now I know exactly what I need to do. I need to definitely open up that apron hole a little bigger. I need to make sure that I can either use these right here or purchase some new ones. And then I really got to do a little bit of research if I should really swap out this housing, this mass airflow housing, for the other one and see what the biggest difference would be. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all of this stuff back together in the car for now, and then after I do some more research I can come back to it, because I would definitely like to have this on there just because I know it's a lot larger. I would also like to use the housing because I know it's a lot larger, the opening, but I want to make sure that I can use the mass airflow sensor that I already have, or if I need to upgrade the mass airflow sensor. And yeah, just kind of figure that out, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back, but for now this is it. That's all I have for this video, and thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have done this swapped before, please go ahead, put it down in the comment section. And if you guys have any videos that you've seen somebody do this, please go ahead, put it down in the comment section so I can go check it out and have a better idea of what I want to do. So remember, this is the way I do it. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to learn as I go. So I'm definitely excited for it, and I really want to continue to learn and expand my skills. So this is one of the things that I really want to do for this car. And in the next few videos, I will definitely be opening up that hole and then making sure that we fit this inside the fender properly. So for now, thank you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you like these types of videos, please go ahead and hit the like button, share it, and subscribe. So it really means the world to me. So thank you all once again. I'll see you guys on the next video.